Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is PokeTCG Gamer back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over my NPL draft for the Minors League, Season 3. This is my second season in the NPL Minors. Very excited to be back. Very excited with the team that I drafted, and I'm going to get into that in a bit. But first, I want to say this is my draft analysis video, of course, as you can see by the title. But after I do my draft analysis, I am going to be going over the a little division analysis to show the 7 teams that are in my division, and basically I also want to reveal my new team logo. And if you guys do not know, I did change my team name for this season from the Dallas Starmies to the Gotham City Golurks. The suggestion was made by TheFlyingBird. I'll link his channel in the description. Not for just the team name, but just a team name change in general. And Golurk, it seemed like it'd be a good mascot for me, as I've had a lot of success recently with it in league play, and I really wanted to have it as my mascot, just because of how good I have done with it in the past. But we're going to get into the team right now, and the first Pokemon that I drafted was it was a mon that I thought a lot about. There was 3 different. First of all, I want to get my Mega first. I want to get a definitely like a Tier 1 Mega, like one of the best Megas that you could get for a League format. And I felt like this mon, it's very versatile. The 3 mons, or the 2 other mons that I was thinking about drafting were Mega Pinsir and Mega Gallade, but in the end I decided to go with this one because Mega Pinsir requires a lot more support than this Pokemon, as this Pokemon basically just supports itself. And the other one I was thinking was Mega Gallade, which I do like. It has a lot of coverage moves and a lot of versatility, but I decided not to go with it just because I feel like it's just, like, it looks very good on paper, but it's underwhelming in actual play. So I decided to go with this Mega Gardevoir, nicknamed Jillian. You guys, if you guys are not subscribed to Gypsy King, he is an amazing user of Mega Gardevoir. He uses it very well in league play, and not just because he is an amazing battler, but also because Mega Gardevoir is a great Mega in league play. It is a hard-hitting wall breaker, and it has decent speed to go along with that. The Fairy type, which is one of the things I find is very useful in a league to have a Fairy type. It gives you a Dragon immunity. Overall, it's a great Mega. It has good coverage. Its stabs alone only have 1 resistance in Steel types, which it can hit Steel flying types with things like Thunderbolt, and it can hit just normal Steels with like Focus Blast. And it has other techs like Protect or Wish Protect, and it also has things like Will-O-Wisp, and obviously it can Toxic. It's a Heal Bow user. It could set up screens if you really wanted to, but I don't think I will be using it for that. It's a Taunt user, which I'm just gonna spoil this right now. I only have one hazard removal in my whole draft, which you see is the 5th mon that I drafted in Scizor. And it's not really the best hazard removal either, and you guys will see that I did draft, or I'm just going to go with that. I did draft a lot. I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. But anyways, I don't have a lot of hazard moves, so I have a lot of taunt users on this team, which helps me prevent hazards at least. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Mega Gardevoir. It has good coverage. It's just a really good Mega. And obviously, look at its stats. It has 165 special attack to go along with Pixelate Hyper Voices. And it has very good Spadef with 135, so it's going to be tanking special hits. And if I needed to have it as a special wall, it has Reliable Recovery and Wish Protect. The next mon that I decided to go with was Terrakion, and there was a couple reasons for this. One, I wanted a Pokemon next that could hit Steel types very, very hard with stab moves, and Terrakion fit that very well with having stab post-combat. They hit Steel types very, very hard. It's my first Z move mon, which I very much like on Terrakion with Z moves, as I think Z moves just made Terrakion even better. Like, obviously Z moves made a lot of mons really good, but in this case, it made Terrakion a lot better because Swords Dance, Rock Polish, Continental Crush with like or Stone Edge post combat with like Z fighting or the Fighting MZ or the Rocky MZ. And look at if it was 252 Adamant Nature, its attack hits 350 or 358, which is pretty insane. It's a nice choice scarf user. You can also it's just a nice choice user in general. And it does give me access to rocks. Which it's not the best rocks user, of course, but I did draft a few others. But if I needed it for rocks, it can function as that. And this also has access to taunt, which is another nice thing. And the next model that we drafted is Tornadus Therian. Mainly this pick was for a few reasons. I wanted speed. I definitely wanted a good, a speedy mon, and Tornadus T fits that bill with 121 base speed, which hits, if it's max speed, Timid hits 375, which outspeeds a lot of things. Basically, Alakazam, speed tier and under it will outspeed. And it has very good coverage moves. This is a Pokemon I was considering giving a Z move, but after I drafted my whole team, I decided that it wasn't a top 3 Z move user for my team. As even though it has great coverage like Hurricane and Heat Wave, I think it appreciates a Life Orb more too, because I don't think the Z move really benefits it as much as it can other members on my team. And this is the start of my Volturn core. I really wanted to get momentum because that helps. If I wanted, Volturn helps bring in Mega Gardevoir pretty easily, which is pretty nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Tornadus T. Obviously, it's a good Assault Vest user as well. It also has access to Taunt. It gives me a ground immunity, and I actually did not. Another spoiler, I didn't get a single ground resist, which is pretty scary. But I do have 3 ground immunities, and I think with my whole team, I think I'll be able to work around ground types. But that's pretty much it for today's T. It can also hit steel types with things like Heat Wave, or it can hit things with Superpower. It's a good mix attacker. Has access to things like Knockoff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Tornadus T. Now for my next pick, I was looking at my team. And with these 3 set in place, I thought this was a pretty good offensive core to start. And I wanted to start getting resistances. And you look at this core and you see 2 things it doesn't resist is fairy types and electric types. And there's this thing called Tapu Koko, which is actually in my division, which is very scary. And I decided to pick up a resistance to both fairy types and electric types in this Nidoqueen. Obviously, it does resist those 2 types. But it also blocks any Volt Switch user, which is very nice in League. It's always nice to have a ground type, so teams can't Volt Switch on you for free. It has access to Rocks and T-Spikes. I would say that this is probably my best Rocks user, but it's also a great T-Spikes user. And T-Spikes are very nice for certain teams to wear them down. This is another Mon that could have been a Z-Mon because of its great coverage, but I decided not to give it a Z move. And that's pretty much it. It gives me a great Rocks user and an Electric and Fairy resist. So next up, we have our Hazard Removal in Scizor. Now, Scizor, it's a pretty nice Mon. I did want to get a Steel type for sure, because Steel types, they kind of pair well with Mega Gardevoir. But it has great priority in Bullet Punch, which is boosted by Technician to... What is it boosted to? Ignition 1.5, so it's a base 60 move with Stab, which is very nice. After that Technician boost, it has a U-turn once again. So this is my second U-turn or Volt Switch Mon, which will be able to get Mega Gardevoir in pretty freely. It has reliable recovery, and it also has some cool techs like it can agility, and it also has access to Baton Pass. So if that was something I wanted to use, it could be. Also has access. It's a Pursuit user, which is pretty nice. It also has access to Superpower, other Steel types, which is pretty nice. That was basically the reason for Scizor, and like I said, it's my only Hazard Removal, but I'm not sure how much it's going to be used for that purpose. So the next Pokemon I wanted to get was, I wanted to get a water resist, as if you look at my team, and you look at my water resist, it's non-existent. I do have, bulky, Spidef that can take on, like, say, a Starmie, but not really well. I can't really switch in. And this next mod is not the best switch into some offensive water types, but it does give me an overall good fire resist, which I didn't have because I don't consider Tracheon a good fire resist. Because look at, you think Tracheon is not going to want to get burned by, like, say, an Entei Sacred Fire. So the next mod I picked up was Slowbro. There was a couple other reasons other than being a good water resist and a good fire resist. This is a very bulky mon all around. It is mostly known for its defense, but if you invest in special defense or give it an assault vest, it's going to be very bulky on the special side as well. And it forms a regen core with Tornadus T, and it can give me speed control because it has access to things like Thunder Wave. It does have decent coverage of things like Fire Blast and Ice Beam, and of course it stabs. Another mon with reliable recovery, as well as Regenerator, and it can also be a Calm Mind Win Con if I need it to be late game. So that's pretty much the first 6 months that I drafted, and I'm going to get over to the next 6th, and the next mon that we decided to draft was Hydreigon. Now, Hydreigon is a very nice dragon-type Pokemon. It completed a sort of Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which actually turned out to be pretty nice with Mega Gardevoir, Scizor, and Hydreigon. Also gives me a Dark type, which at this point in the draft I also did not have. And it also gives you a second ground immunity, which, like I said, I do not have a good resistance on my... I don't have any resistance on my team. But I feel like I can work around that. It has, obviously, it's a strong mixed attacker with 145 special attack and 105 attack. It has access to Taunt, it has access to Reliable Recovery and Roost. It has a lot of good coverage as we can just scroll down this list. As you can see, it has things like Draco Meteor, has things like Fire Blast, has things like Focus Blast, it has things like, let me get this. And it has things like Focus Blast, and, obviously, as it stabs, it has Superpower. I guess you could run Thunder Wave. It has U-Turn, which, like I said, it can bring in Mega Gardevoir pretty freely. But, that's pretty much it for Hydreigon, and giving its Dragon and Dark typing, it has a lot of resistances to a lot of types, along with the 4 times weakness to Fairy, but we can work around that with the rest of our team, as you do have some pretty good Fairy resists. So that's pretty much it for Hydreigon. Now, the next mon that I ended up picking up was Rotom Cut. Now, I wanted a electric type mon. As you can see, I did end up getting another one. But Rotom Cut also gave me a grass type mon, which if you want to block Volt Switch, I can hit ground types with super effective Leaf Storms if they don't have a secondary type that resists. Rotom Cut also has access to things like Will-O-Wisp, which Mega Guard also has access to, but I do still like Will-O-Wisp even though it got nerfed. It's another solid Scarfer. And if I really want to, it has access to double screens. It can run Reflect and Light Screen if I really want to with the Light Play. But it's just an overall nice mon, and it's my 4th Momentum mon and my first Volt Switch user. So the next mon I ended up picking up, we were at round 9 at this point. And if you guys do not know, you have to pick a Carny tier Pokemon, which is a special tier of Pokemon that basically they aren't really drafted much. So if you picked a Carny tier in round 1 through 9, you get to get an extra Carny tier Pokemon in a bonus 12th round at the end. And at this point, I didn't really see much out of the Carny tier that I really wanted, and I really wanted to pick up this Pokemon right now. Definitely my favorite Pokemon. Gives me another Rocks user, and that Pokemon is Golurk. Now, Golurk, obviously, it's my mascot. It's definitely my favorite Pokemon to use in the league. I just really love it. I think it's really, really underrated. It has 3 immunities to, obviously, fighting, normal, and, one I'm forgetting right now. It'll come to me. Electric. It's another Volt Switch blocker. But, It has great coverage. It has good abilities in Iron Fist and No Guard. It can use like Dynamic Punch if it wants to. Uh, it has all the punches except Fire Punch. It has Ice and Thunder Punch. Um, it has obviously has the, like I said, has the Stealth Rocks option. It can be a spin blocker, and like I said, also a Volt Switch blocker. That's pretty much Golurk here. Just the mon I really like to use in League, and also if it's too slow to wall break through a team, it can run Rock Polish too, which is pretty nice. The next Pokemon I wanted to pick up was Ditto, and it's pretty straightforward. Ditto is a nice revenge killer, and it helps me stop setup sweepers who don't have priority. Like say, obviously I have Terrakion, but if a Terrakion set up an SD, I could go into my Scarf Ditto, trace it, and then close combat the Terrakion back, which is pretty nice. So basically, it's pretty straightforward. Good revenge sweeper and good setup sweep stopper. The next Pokemon that we decided to pick up is Crawdon. Crawdon, it's my third Swords Dance user. But the main reason I got this was, well, I didn't really know exactly what to pick in this spot, but it does give me another great priority user. I did want another form of good priority to pair along with Scizor. And it has Aqua Jet, of course, which, Crawdon has the ability, adaptability, so that Aqua Jet, instead of being boosted by 1.5 to base 60, it'd be base 80, which is pretty nice. This is, I totally forgot to say, Hydreigon is my second Z-move mon, because of its great coverage, and, Groudon is was my third Z-move option, and obviously you guys are thinking probably that it doesn't have the best coverage, but, with the Z-moves now, it could run a Z Ice move, it could run a Z Flying move, and, obviously it's Z Stabs with Dark and Water. They're going to be very, very strong coming off this 120 adaptability attack. Now, the last mon that I decided to pick up was for my bonus round. And looking at the first 11, you guys will notice I did not pick up a single flying resist so far, which was a problem. So, by the way, I did, I kind of went, two people who helped me with the draft were Zazo, aka totally blanking on his channel. Oh my god. It'll come to me. And then obviously Gypsy King. And they helped me a lot with this draft. And me and Zazo were looking through the flying resists, and this one really appealed to me in Luxray. It has not it doesn't have the best defenses. It has 80, 79, 79. But it has access to Intimidate, and if you give it max HP and say an Assault Vest, it's actually a decent Assault Vest user because it has decent coverages, all the fangs. It can be a mixed mon with base 120 attack and 95 special attack, and it is another Volt Switch mon. So basically that is my team, guys, and I'm going to hop over to the NPL Minors spread, and we're going to go over the division a little bit, and I'll be right back. And we're back, guys, and on your screen is not our division, but this is actually my team page, which I still have to fill out after this recording. But I just wanted to show you guys real quick my NPL logo. Shoutouts to, once again, TheFlyingBird for making this. Very cool Gotham City with the Batman logo and Golurk in the center. And I just remembered, oh my god, Iron Flash Gaming. I don't even know why I blanked on that channel. Definitely go check him out, guys. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description as well. He helped me a lot with this draft. But let's go into the conferences. So the two conferences are the Dusk Conference and the Dream Conference, and we ended up slated in the Dusk Conference. Now, the teams in my conference are the Temple Rowlets, the Montreal Habsols, the Scandinavian Stoutlands, the Anaheim Alterias, the FC Poplios, the Colorado Avalogs, the Toronto Star Raptors, and myself. Now, I'm not really... I still have to learn I know all the players' names, but I don't know all the players' names in relation to their team names. I know that the Montreal Habsols are that is Aster. The Scandinavian Stoutlands is my week 1 opponent, and Sky. The Anaheim Alterias, if I'm not mistaken, is Ace of Base. FCO Poplio, that is David, who has a rufflet, which is actually in the minors chat. They were talking about how when I didn't have Luxor, how my team didn't have a flying resist and rufflet 6-0'd. So now he does have the chance to play me, and if he wants to bring rufflet, he certainly can. And where was that? So Temple Relics is Parker. The Colorado Athletics is, of course, Fog. The Toronto Star Raptors is Jar, and of course, I'm the Gotham City Golurks. And so week 1 uploads, by the way, guys, I'll leave that in the description too, but uploads are Thursdays. I'm probably going to be aiming to have mine up for 3 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm not really too sure yet, but quickly we can go over the teams that we have to play. So in our division, we have David, who has a Mega Kangaskhan, which is very threatening. Aster has huge stats like Kieran Black and Mega Diancie. Sky has these 2 threats, which actually have another lead, Tapu Koko and Landers T. I think they pair very well together. They support each other very well, and they form a Volturn core by themselves. Then we have JP and Productions, which is Jar, who has a Mega Latios, Weavile, Azumarill, and Entei, which, as Aster said in his video, which I just finished watching, that is an amazing offensive core, and he backs it up with a pretty solid defensive core. The other people in my division, obviously we have Fog, we have Parker, and then we have Ace of Base. I was kind of disappointed. I did want to have, I wanted to face people like Monotui. I wanted to face people like the Uzi Gunner, just because even like before the NPL Minors, like I watched both of their videos and I wanted to get a chance to play them. But it's okay. We can possibly meet them in the playoffs. I think overall we have a pretty tough division, and I'm scared to play everyone in the division. But I feel like with our team, we have a very offensive team, and I feel like we can out-offense a lot of the teams that are in our division. But every game's going to be tough, and I'm going to be very, very scared for each one. But I think that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the video, and down below in the comments you can tell me if you don't like my team, what you would have changed about the team. If you do love my team, either way, just tell me in the comments, and that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'll see you guys later.